The welterweight title strap is on the line. Islam Makhachev makes his first title defense against Ian Garry. Let's break down this fight. Let's preview it. An exciting matchup. Two guys who only have one loss in their MMA career. Islam, number one pound for pound fighter, the welterweight champ, and he's taken on a tough number one contender, Ian Garry. And how did this fight come about? How did Ian get this title shot? Because there were some guys in front of him, but there's been a bit of luck go his way, but also he has put in the work. And that Shavkat injury, Shavkat was the number one contender, but he hasn't fought since that fight with Ian Garry. Shavkat, you'd think would be the one getting a title shot, but he hasn't been active since December of 2024 when he beat Ian by a unanimous decision. And since then, Ian's gone out and gotten 2 wins against Carlos Prates, decision win, and then a win over Bilal Muhammad, a former champ. So that's got him shot up to get this title shot. And yeah, I think it's well deserving with the way things have gone, especially with Shavkat. So because I did have Shavkat in front of him, but Shavkat just hasn't been there. So Islam, he's got a tough division to defend against because you got guys like Michael Morales, Carlos Prates. I know he beat JDM for the title. You got a guy like Gabriel Bonfim surging his way up. Yaroslav Amazov. Uros Medic, who we just saw. So, welterweight's cooking, and this title fight is an interesting matchup. A really good matchup as far as, we know what we're probably going to see from both guys, but it's just who's going to deliver it. Islam, former lightweight champ, 4 title defenses, moves up last year, defeats JDM by unanimous decision, just dominated him with the control time, not with damage. Not the most entertaining fight. I did go back and watch it reluctantly, and it was a closeout by Islam. Didn't take a whole lot of risk. I think it was he just wanted to get that title win any means necessary. But I feel like this fight, he's gonna want to take more risk on the ground when he's trying to go for submissions or do more damage on the ground, because probably not going to he's not going to get finished on the ground. Although Garry is a long guy and can throw up some triangles from his back or whatever, but yeah, I think Islam, I want to see him be more aggressive, looking for the finish in this fight. And Islam also trying to beat Anderson Silva's UFC win streak. They're currently tied on a 16-fight win streak in the UFC. They're both tied, Islam and Anderson Silva. So with a win here, this would put Islam in the record books having the longest win streak in the UFC. And he's got a tough guy to do it against in Ian Garry. But let's start with Islam. Let's start with Islam. So I think he needs to fight. He needs to have a mindset. And look at me, I must be his coach or something. No, just my thoughts. See some fighters who go into fights fighting to not lose and play it more safely. And I felt like that was Islam in that JDM fight. He fought to not lose because he had so many dominant positions to advance and finish the fight. And got to give some credit to JDM for defending it, but I feel like Islam was fighting to not lose just to get that belt. Whereas I want to see him come into this fight to really win in dominant fashion, put on a great performance, get a 100K bonus, go in there going, I want to really proper win this bout. Instead of fighting to not lose, playing it more safer, getting the win on the scorecards, I want to see him go in there and go, hey, this is my division now. I'm here to defend this belt. I'm here to finish you guys. And that's what I want to see out of Islam in this fight, because I think he's going to need to, because if he plays it real safe and tries to go to a scorecard decision with Ian Garry, who is really good at that, he's going to make the fight a lot closer than it should be. And the big thing with this fight is striker versus, grappler. People do, and we all know Islam does have good striking himself, and has really developed it. But again, Ian Garry, whether you don't like him or whatever, we've all seen the videos over the years. He has become not the most likable fighter or fan friendly, but you got to respect what he does inside the octagon. And yeah, he in that Shavkat fight, Ian Garry did really well to defend Shavkat's takedowns, and that's what I'm really keen to see how Islam's going to go trying to get Ian Garry down, because it wasn't until maybe the fourth and fifth rounds, Shavkat was able to get Ian onto his back and get a takedown. So I think Islam, his team would already know what they're going to do to get these takedowns. I think they're going to go with more single legs and trips and maybe not so much double legs, but more so single legs, or get the double underhooks, body clinch, and look for those trips. But Ian, being a taller guy, 6'3", and you saw against Shavkat, he was very hard to take down against the cage. When Ian's on the cage, he's able to use it. He's just exceptional at takedown defense when he's on the cage, and Shavkat wasn't able to really get him down using the body lock and the double underhooks on him. He wasn't able to do any judo stuff, whereas Islam, he's got much better judo, much better trips for the takedowns. So I think he's going to, if he gets in against the cage, he's going to look for the inside, the outside trips, some hip tossing stuff, getting Ian Garry off balance, because, man, he's got some core strength, some good balance. Seen from what Shavkat was trying to do, and Garry was able to negate that. So where Shavkat did have success taking Garry down was in the middle of the octagon and shooting for a takedown, shooting for a double leg, and Ian's not able to use the cage for balance. So I think, yeah, Islam, I think they're going to see that and go, let's not try and out muscle his upper body, even though Islam's really strong himself, but he doesn't want to wear out his cardio going for those type of takedowns. So I think getting Ian when he's maybe rushing forward in the middle of the octagon and then shooting, dropping his level and shooting, and that way he's got no cage to help him with. Because when Garry is really good against the cage defending takedowns, super hard. Shavkat, didn't really land much damage in the first 3 rounds of the fight because he was trying to take him down against the cage, and Mark Goddard was having to step in and separate them. So yeah, and as far as other things for Islam, he's got to cut the cage off. He's got to not follow Ian Garry. Don't fight at Ian Garry's pace or tempo, because he's really good at making it a slow, boring fight on the feet and just edging on points, just chipping away the points. And before you know it, you could be in the 3rd or 4th round going, oh, he's just taken 2 rounds off me, just dancing around on the feet. So yeah, Islam can't be lulled into Ian Garry's pace. Yeah, I think that's we'll go on to Ian Garry now, because there's stuff when I talk about each fighter, I tend to talk about the other one as well. So Ian Garry, again, like we just talked about, his takedown defense, it's really good, and he just went 3 rounds with Bilal Muhammad. Was it 3 or 4? 5, sorry. 3. Bilal Muhammad, good damage on the feet again. He knows how to win fights, Ian. Carlos Prates wins via decision against a hectic striker, and Prates, as we know, who just finished JDM early this year. But we did see Ian Garry, gas out towards the end in that 5th round against Carlos, and Carlos did come back a bit. Didn't really gas out much with Shavkat. So that's interesting. If Garry, how his cardio is going to pull up with Islam, I don't think there's going to be an issue there. I think he needs to damage Islam's lead leg. He needs to kick the crap out of Islam's leg. Because you saw Shavkat, his lead leg copped a lot of damage. And I believe that's where his injury came from, was Ian Garry just stomping those oblique kicks, the side kicks straight, trying to buckle his knee. I believe that's where Shavkat injured his knee, was from that fight. And Ian Garry, he's got to do that to Islam. He's got to get Islam, really thinking about protecting his lead leg, making it hard for him to shoot for takedowns, and have confidence in Islam's of his own striking. Get Islam thinking about, oh geez, my calf could go here. So yeah, Ian Garry's got exceptional kicks. The only thing is, with the body and head kicks that Garry has, is that could be used against him to get a takedown. So I think we might see kicks, probably mainly just the stomps and the calf kicks. I think we'll probably just see, and the occasional body and head to mix it up. But I think we're going to see him come out straight away throwing that the front kick or the oblique kick to buckle Islam's front lead leg. The only thing is, Islam is southpaw, Ian Garry orthodox. I think it lines up pretty well with that leading side kick to Islam's lead leg. So I think we're going to see Ian Garry sort of just, his front foot's just going to be more of a side stomp into that knee. As much of a grip, like, it does a lot of damage when it does land, but I think he's going to have to get Islam really uncomfortable on his feet early. And he's got to get Islam on his heels. He's got to push Islam back. Don't let him get any forward momentum. But also, when he pushes him back, don't overcommit and get off balance for then Islam to then just level change into you and get the takedown. So Ian Garry's got to just manage that distance and get Islam on the back foot. Don't let him come forward. Get him really uncomfortable. And yeah, Garry, I want to see him take more risk, be more aggressive on the feet, really try and knock Islam's lights out. Again, with a measured, but be measured with it. But I really want to see Ian Garry go, hey, title fight. I'm going to take down the pound for pound number one fighter. I don't think that getting a decision's the way. Like, he could literally go in there and go, let's win the first 3 rounds and try and coast the rest, but you just can't do that against Islam. I think you got to finish him to beat him at this point of his career. I think getting him on the scorecards is going to be a tough one. If anyone could do it, it probably is Garry, because he does have a good fight IQ. People don't give him enough credit for, because of all the other stuff, outside noise with Ian. But he's got to go in there trying to really take that belt, really be controlled aggression, be technical, measured, but also, like, he needs to really put a good pace on Islam. And I think he's going to have to take some risk in the striking department. And because we know each fighter's game plan, it's just who's going to be able to deliver it. And yeah, just a point of difference with Islam, naturally the smaller guy who is moving up, but just, that grappling, that control is so dominant, and that's what sets him apart, because his striking's up there with Garry. Garry does have the advantage in the striking, but as we always do, we kind of downplay. Sorry guys, my recording just cut out, so I just phone call came through, so the recording stopped. But back to it. Um, yeah, I'm leaning 70-30 Islam in this fight. Like, I'm picking Islam to win, and I think, yes, leaning 70% Islam winning. That 30% where I'm unsure is just, what I've seen from Garry over his career, his fight IQ, his size as well. He's he's 6'3", he's long, but again, what I've seen from Islam and what he's done, that's why I'm leaning Islam to win. And yeah, there's if Islam wins this, where does this put him more time? Like, he's a double champ already, but the thing that really sets you apart is then defending belts. And he's defended the lightweight title 4 times. And then which I believe is the most in history, and then if he now moves up and defends this welterweight title, he hasn't said he's gonna retire, but it is lingering. I think he has maybe 2 more fights left in him. I reckon he's got 2 more, 1 at the least. And if he can win this, defend the belt, and then go on to then beat, who's going to get it, Carlos Prates or Michael Morales, if he can get one of those guys next and finish him, yeah, where does this put him all time? Like, that's impressive. We don't, we got the guys like John Jones, Anderson Silva, and Demetrius Johnson in GSP with a lot of title defenses on their record, in their career. But as far as like the hardest weight division in the UFC, having the most title defenses there, and then moving up 15 pounds, and then facing a red hot, welterweight division and coming into there and winning the title, and then getting, say, 2 or 3 title defenses, man, that's got to put him up there. That puts him up there. I don't have a list on the top of my head, but it would surpass him with Habib as far as accolades goes. But yeah, we get into some serious talk, and what we're witnessing right now is greatness. So don't take it for granted, guys. This weekend, what we're seeing is Islam Makhachev right now. Yeah, it's incredible, and that's why I want to see him, get the finish here, not a decision. Again, I don't mind if it's a decision, if it's a good, entertaining fight. Like, whereas the JDM fight was just win the title, don't lose, don't care about the entertainment factor. Let's just win it. But I feel like now he's got more of a, winning just ain't enough. He's got to do it in an entertaining and dominant fashion. But he has, he does have a lot of finishes, a lot of submissions, 13 wins via submission, 5 by TKO, and then 10 via decision. So he's 17-1 in the UFC and 28-1 overall. And I know he's going to want to finish Ian Garry here for sure. But Ian Garry, man, he just has something. There's just something there where it's like it's going to be hard to get him out of there. Like, he has been rocked a couple of times. He can be hit, but I don't think Islam's going to try and knock him out. I think he's going to get down there for a submission. But yeah, Garry, he's only ever lost once via decision, never been finished in his career. So yeah, it's very up for grabs, this fight. This is what's really good about it, the stylistic matchup of it. We know what each fight is going to bring. It's just who's going to be able to deliver and execute on it. I don't think I'll be surprised when I watch this fight. I think the only thing that'll surprise me is just like a Garry just in the first round, just running through him, Islam, and knocking him out. I think that would surprise me. But let me know your thoughts, guys. Drop and below your prediction, how this fight's going to go. There's a lot of factors and a really good chess match here. But I just got to go with the pound for pound number 1 fighter. And this event's in Philadelphia, and is been training in New Jersey, literally the same, I think, Airbnb he's staying at with his team. So he's got a lot of familiarity as far as with his fight last year with JDM, as far as the prep. He does like most of it in Dagestan fight camp, and then he comes and finishes it off in America. And this time it's New Jersey again, where he's staying, and he's fishing and having a good time. And I think he's super well prepped for this fight camp. I don't know what Ian Garry. I haven't paid too much attention to his fight camp. I think he's training how to shoot the box in Brazil with Charles Oliveira. But as we know, Ian Garry does jump around a lot of gyms. I believe he's been at Shoot the Box for maybe a year or two. But yeah, I'm not sure how his prep's been. I'm sure it's been good. But yeah, that's my thoughts on this fight, guys. UFC 330 this Sunday. Yeah, very top-heavy card. Co-main, Mackenzie Dern versus Gillian Robertson, Charles Johnson, Jose Ochoa, and then it pretty much just goes into a fight night, non-pay-per-view event after that. But I'm looking forward to the 2 title fights, and yeah, I'm gonna go with Islam via submission. I think he has to get a finish here in the submission. I think he's gonna look for that arm triangle that he got on Charles Oliveira. Or taking Ian Garry's back. It's going to be very hard, but I think that's the way for him. That's the way I want to see him win. I feel like it very much will go the distance, but I want to see a finish in this fight. I want to see an all-time fight. I want to be entertained, and I want to see both guys face adversity and put on a show. So let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys. Islam versus Ian Garry. I think we're in for a good technical fight here. But yeah, that's it, guys, and I'll see you guys in the review. Catch you later.